Hello. So a lot of you may already have seen recently that I have been posting some stuff about midlife more and more. So us midlife women and reaching out and helping hopefully a lot of you feel like you are not alone. So the reason I feel so passionate about this is because I turned 40 this year, but also because I work with so many ladies that are either entering that kind of mid-40s range or are kind of going through the menopause and finding it quite challenging, difficult, physically and emotionally. And I know that, you know, it's so difficult for men and for women, but I'm talking specifically to you ladies out there. You know, a lot of us are doing everything we can. We're doing all the diets under the sun, we're whipping our bodies into shape down at the gym, and quite frankly, you know, a lot of it isn't working. And I get asked all the time, you know, why can't I shift this this fat? Why can't I seem to be getting any results no matter what I'm doing, this diet I'm doing, you know, this workout I'm doing, blah blah blah. And I want to firstly say, as I've just mentioned, you are not alone. This is literally every single woman that enters midlife is going through a really similar thing. And the reason for that is obviously after 35, our estrogen and our progesterone start to, you know, diminish quite dramatically. And it's actually the estrogen that when we start to decrease our estrogen as we get further along in our life, that actually sadly makes us women hold on to fat even more. Also what happens with midlifers for men and women is that we lose a lot of our muscle mass. And again, when that happens, our body actually our metabolic rate is higher when we've got more muscle, because actually if you, in a day, if 10 pound of muscle, if you had 10 pound of muscle, it actually burns off about 50 calories. If you had 10 pounds of fat, it only burns off 20. So actually what we really need to do is maintain that muscle mass. I'm going to give you some hints and tips at the end of this video about how you can stay healthy, happy and strong actually, you know, in the best possible way, that's also going to help you mentally and not have you completely losing your mind as you enter the menopause. So our muscle mass decreases as well, and we become less effective at burning calories essentially. Also, progesterone is our little happy sleep hormone, and that also decreases as we get older. So not only have you got the effects of the estrogen dropping and your muscle mass dropping, your progesterone is also dropping, so it means that your sleep patterns are more likely to be disturbed. Your hormones are all over the place. The annoying thing again about that is there's lots of research that's been linked to poor sleep and actually a hormone called leptin, which is your hunger hormone. And leptin basically triggers the I'm full feeling inside of you. So when that's firing on all cylinders and really good, you will feel full, and you know that signal is going to the brain for you to stop eating. Unfortunately, when we are sleep deprived, that level of leptin decreases. Also, a lack of sleep can raise our cortisol. So honestly, I'm literally giving you loads of information here, but actually I want you to know, I'm telling you all this because actually I really want you to know that there are so many things going on behind the scenes inside your body that are making you feel a certain way and actually kind of counteracting some of the stuff you're doing. It is not your fault. It's not that you're not working hard enough. It's not that you're on the wrong diet. It's not that you're not doing this right. It's actually a hormonal thing for every woman that's going on inside her. So if you're sleep deprived, your cortisol levels can also rise. That's the stress hormone. That stress hormone, cortisol, also makes you hold on to fat around the middle. That as well, when we are deprived of sleep, there's again lots and lots of research that, especially if you don't have breakfast, if you're not a breakfast person, you should be, but if we're not having breakfast, we're more likely, and sleep deprived, we're more likely to reach for high carbohydrate food, really high GI, glycemic index carbohydrates, which again are going to spike your insulin levels and bring you crashing back down. So you're going to be on a constant roller coaster. Again, this is going to be making you eat more and obviously lay down more fat, because any carbohydrates that is not used in a basic sense is actually turned into fat. Again, not good news for us, but I am going to come to how we can really, really get control over this and regain some confidence. And the last thing I'm going to say on this is the bugger about raising cortisol levels and wanting you to, and making you kind of reach for high carbohydrate food is actually, as we get older, our insulin sensitivity drops, so we become more insulin resistant, which means our body is less able to process sugars. And the thing about high GI carb food is it's sugar, it's glycogen, so basically we're not able to process it as effectively, and what we do not use gets stored down as fat as well. So that is to give you an understanding of why things are happening, as well as all the emotional impact. You know, we've got women that are kind of trying all these different things. They feel like they're laying on belly fat. They really feel like they're pulling their hair out. And I speak to so many women like this where nothing seems to be working. So one of the things I'm going to say to you is please, please, please do not crash diet. Okay? Yes, we need to control our calories. In order to lose body fat, I'm not going to say weight, but in order to lose body fat, we need to be in a calorie deficit, okay? About 500 calories a day. Now, ideally, of course I'm going to say this because I'm in the fitness industry, but what we want to do is we want to create that calorie deficit by reducing our calories, but also moving our backsides. We want to exercise. So, yes, we need to control our calories, and you know, they need to be the right sorts of calories, they need to be the right macros, etc., etc. And I'm going to talk about protein in a second. But what we need to do is move our body, because you know, we need to, it's not just about, as we get older, it's not just about what we look like, you know, it's about how we feel. And we need to protect ourselves against illness and disease as we get older. So don't exercise because of what you want to look like. And again, I know this from all the women I speak to, midlife women. We just want to be our best versions of ourselves. We just want to feel empowered and strong and in control. We want to know that we're setting ourselves up for a good insurance policy as we get older. So you must exercise even for that. Yes, your body is going to respond physically, but just even working your body for health reasons, so you have that insurance policy as we get older, is super, super important. And you're going to create that calorie deficit. Next, we must make sure we are doing resistance training, ladies. You know, we must be building strong, lean muscle, because as we get older, our muscle mass, as I said, decreases. So maintaining that muscle is of the utmost importance. And again, this is going to help you lose body fat. It's going to help your body be a really well-oiled machine. It will raise your metabolic rate. One thing to say on crash diets as well, they massively drop your metabolic rate. So if you're trying to lose weight, fat, whatever you want to call it, the worst thing you can do is crash diet. It's going to eat into your muscle mass, which I've just told you is the worst thing you can do, but also it's going to really bring down your metabolic rate. Again, as women, as we get older, our basal metabolic rate gets smaller, it decreases as we get older. So what you don't want to do is double the effect by decreasing it, by starving yourself with these insane diets. It's doing the complete opposite to what you want. So exercising, calorie controlled diet, but trying to create that calorie deficit between the two, of about 500 calories a day. Doing resistance training, not only so we create that kind of lean, strong physique, but that we feel strong. Us women want to feel strong. And also it's going to help with everything from your posture to your flexibility and all these sorts of things. So again, that's what you need to do. And one other thing I'm going to say, actually two, I've just thought of another one. Protein. Protein is king. Protein is the king of macros. Make sure you are getting enough protein. It triggers leptin that I was talking to you about right at the beginning, your fullness hormone. It will trigger that you are full. Protein does. So make sure you are eating enough of that, and again, it rebuilds muscle. It helps build strong, lean muscles. So protein is just amazing. Make sure you're getting enough. And finally, sleep. Okay, our progesterone is bottoming out. It's coming down. We're getting less sleep. But what we're not doing is helping ourselves a lot of the time by looking on our phones as we're about to go to bed, you know, getting all excited, looking at our emails, looking at Facebook, looking at social media, looking at TV. You need to prepare your body for sleep. So my suggestion is at least half an hour before you go to bed, have a nice bath if you want to, put on some nice music, do a little bit of meditation, do some stretching or some yoga to get your mind and body ready for rest, okay? We need to help ourselves, and the little things really, really count. That's it. I've gabbled on for a while. I just really wanted to say that you are not alone. First of all, what's going on in your body and some ways that we can regain control and feel empowered and not feel like this is a point in our lives where everything's downhill, that it's over for us, that we're invisible. It doesn't have to be that way, and I feel so passionate. I know about it. I know a lot of women feel very, very lost at this time. You know, their children might have you know, left the nest, or you know, they might be going back to work, whatever it is for you. You know, you're not alone. Reach out. I'm here to help. On that whole thing about hormones and stuff, so my coaching programs, I actually do bloods and DNA testing with you to really find out what's going on from the inside out. So rather than just doing these one-size-fits-all programs that just do not work for us kind of ladies at this age, because there's so much going on inside, these kinds of look at what's going on inside your body, so that I can create kind of a customized training and nutrition program at the same time working on building up your self-confidence, course correcting any limiting self-beliefs that we've built up over all these years. So yeah, I hope those tips help, and I'm sending you so much love. Reach out. I'm here whatever, regardless, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.